There have been two explosions on the city's subway system. Casualties are being reported in what's being described by some agencies as an attack. We are trying to get information on this story. At this point, we'd like to welcome our U.S. audience. Matthew Chance is in Moscow with more of what we know. Matthew?
Thanks very much, Zane. In the past few minutes, it's been confirmed that there's been a second explosion on the Moscow metro system at this very busy rush hour on Monday morning. At 8:30 local time, which is just about half an hour ago, it seems an explosion was detonated at the Park Kulturi metro station, which is one of the main metro stations in the center of Moscow. There are no casualty figures at the moment that are being reported to us by the Russian Emergency Situations Ministry, although there are said to be casualties. They just haven't counted them at this point. It comes just 30 minutes after what appears to have been a very devastating bomb attack in the Lubyanka metro station, a short distance away from that second place. It's actually on the same metro line. There we've got confirmed that 25 people have been killed when a bomb exploded on a carriage that stood at the station, again, at really one of the busiest times of the day, when thousands of people going to work using the metro station, millions, in fact, people use the metro station in Moscow every day, but at this time, a lot of people inside the car when it exploded, the carriage rather, a lot of people inside the station as well. 14 people inside the carriage were killed, 11 people on the platform, another 10 injured at that at Lubyanka explosion. It's interesting because that metro station is right next door, not just to the Kremlin, but also to the headquarters of the FSB, the former KGB. And that's the organization, as I say, has been overseeing and really tackling the problem of Chechen separatism in the southern Russian Republic. And so it may have been targeted, perhaps, if it is indeed the work of Chechen separatists, for that reason. But now we have this second metro station that's been attacked as well. So it's turning into something of a series of attacks.
Give us a sense of the emergency services and how quickly they'd be able to respond to situations like this, specifically at Lubyanka metro station and the second one after that.
Well, it's interesting because this is an area of extremely tight security. We're talking about right in the heart of the Russian capital, right outside the official buildings. You know, the Lubyanka bomb, very close to the FSB headquarters, Park Kulturi, very close to the Kremlin as well. And so this is official Moscow. It's right in the center of the Russian capital. And I can tell you the center of the city now is abuzz with sirens of ambulances and police cars and other security officials that are moving towards that site, and indeed have been at that site for the best part of the past 40 minutes, 45 minutes or so since the explosion took place. And so there is a pretty good infrastructure in this part of Russia, in this part of Moscow, to deal with things like this. Although it has to be said that we haven't seen a bomb attack of this nature in the center of the Russian capital, I think, since about 2004. And so it's something that the people of Moscow are not accustomed to. They went through a phase around that period when there were lots of bomb attacks carried out in the Russian capital like this. But this, say, is the first one for several years.
Matthew, you were saying millions of people use the very extensive subway system in Moscow. Just give us a sense of what it's like, how far it spans, how many stops there are. I think one source said something like 7 million people a day use it.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's after the Tokyo subway, it's the most used subway system in the world. Millions of people use it every day to go to and from work. It's extremely extensive, as you say. It goes to most areas across the very large Russian capital, and is the primary form of transport for most Russians who certainly don't have cars or don't want to use them in the very gridlock traffic. 8 o'clock in the morning is when this first attack took place. That's right at the time, at the rush hour time, when people are going to work. The explosion took place at 8:30. And so this was obviously intended to cause maximum casualties to the people who cram on those metro trains first thing in the morning to get themselves to work, say.